Break the... Break the loop? You gotta be kidding me. Nope, that's there. I'm seeing it. Ah, man.
There's only so many hours for festivities tonight.
Released earlier this week, Deathloop is the newest entry in the library of Arcane Studios and has a lot to live up to when compared to its highly esteemed brothers and sisters. Whether you're a fan of their new, old, or really old titles, Arcane's body of work has been very impressive to say the least and has been a great contribution to games as a medium. However, the question on everybody's mind when it comes to Deathloop is, can it stand on its own, and what is this game even about? In Deathloop, you play as Colt, an amnesiac, foul-mouthed beachgoer with no recollection of where you are and, more importantly, what kind of situation you stumbled into. With nothing more to guide you than the mysterious text that appears to you and a strange woman on your radio mentioning something about breaking the loop, you are thrown headfirst into a never-ending power struggle between you, the Visionaries, and every other citizen on Blackreef, the city unbounded by time. With all of eternity on your side, it is up to you to kill all 8 Visionaries, uncover the mysteries of the time anomaly, and free not only yourself, but free all of Blackreef in a single day. Gameplay-wise, Deathloop is going to feel very familiar to anyone who has played any of Arcane's releases in the past decade or so. With a control system pulled almost entirely from their Dishonored games, movement in Deathloop feels very intuitive and freeform, where one can openly make use of their tools to get just about anywhere and do almost anything one can think of. However, the reason I said Deathloop pulls almost entirely from Dishonored is because Deathloop has greatly improved and expanded on one area Dishonored never focused on before. It's gunplay. Even in the opening hours of Deathloop, there's been a large display of varying weapons, from pistols to simple shotguns to silent nail guns, machine pistols, and single-shot elephant rifles. With a fair bit of its gameplay being borrowed directly from Dishonored, it is extremely understandable to expect Deathloop to play very similarly. An immersive sim with stealth game elements focused on a story incorporating themes of time travel and player choice to create a highly replayable but fairly linear experience. However, I am happy to say that does not come close to describing what Deathloop is really about. One of the most consistent questions I've seen around Deathloop and its release is in your constant confusion about what kind of game it even is and how it works. With a few hours now under my belt, I can tell you that in its simplest form, Deathloop is a cross between James Bond and Groundhog's Day with Idris Elba as the protagonist. As I said before, to break the loop, you need to kill all 8 of your targets in one day. To that end, Blackreef is divided into 4 separate maps with their own unique quirks and hidden routes to navigate. Your day is also split into 4 sections: morning, noon, afternoon, and evening. You can choose to explore any of the 4 maps at any time of day, and doing so will reveal secrets you can exploit to slowly piece together your tools and a plan to successfully kill all the Visionaries in one run. Although, without proper planning and locating the necessary resources, your death or the completion of a loop will reset you back to the beach without any of your weapons, augments, or abilities, having you start all over again. Outside of the very linear tutorial section of the game explaining all this to you, you are free to explore any part of the map and engage with any of the content in Deathloop at your own pace. Now, I'm sorry for bringing up Dishonored one last time, but I personally think this is a great addition to that style of game, as it combines 2 of Dishonored's strongest elements into the main gameplay loop: exploration and replayability. Exploration in the fact that you have essentially 16 different maps to explore, 4 locations with 4 different variations per time of day, and replayability in learning each map and its variations will open opportunities to try new strategies, allowing you to experiment with what you can get away with in Deathloop's game world. At the time of me making this video, after having played a solid number of hours with Deathloop, I can say in my own biased opinion that I believe Deathloop is a solid step forward for Arcane in its games. It feels polished, fun, and has a truly engaging story I desperately want to get back to after I'm done with this video. However, I would be remiss if I didn't mention one very large, glaring flaw with the release of Deathloop, being of course its performance issues. Multiple individuals have been giving reports of the game's poor performance, many of which apparently are very similar to Dishonored 2 in its release. Stuttering, desyncing, drop frames, graphical issues have all been reported across multiple users, and it is very noticeable on the Steam store page. I personally have been playing the PC version, and while I haven't had any issues during my time with it, the unexpectedly high system requirements to run Deathloop, I can see how so many have had problems. While I expect Arcane to release a patch in the future to fix these, in the meantime, you're going to have trouble running this game if you do not have the beefiest system possible. Despite all that though, I am personally very excited to keep playing Deathloop. I am truly enjoying my time with it, and with Arcane being one of my favorite developers, I am actually really relieved to see them continue to make genuinely impressive games. If you have the ability to play Deathloop, I highly recommend that you do so. Thank you guys so much for watching the Resource 13. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see some more. We also have plenty of other videos you can watch, so if you want to do that, we'd be very grateful if you did. Either way though, have a good one. Bye.